Since I've gotten married, how do I keep my separate property from becoming community property? I'm hearing lots of things about trust. What's the difference between a joint property trust and a separate property trust? And when do you use them? Hello again. This is Certified Probate Real Estate Specialist Daryl Williams with Win-Win Realtors here in Southern California. If you are new here and you like our content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get started. California is a community property state. Thus, any assets you acquire during marriage is owned by both you and the spouse. Any assets that you accumulated or owned prior to your marriage is considered your separate property as long as you keep it separated. You have been hearing about trust, and you want to know if trust can assist you in achieving your goal in keeping your separate property separate. And you ask, what's the difference between a joint property trust and a separate property trust? The term joint tells us everything we need to know. Joint meaning united or sharing with another. If you want to keep your separate property separate, you do not want a joint property trust. Joint property trust is a type of our trust, which is normally used in community property states with married couples. A separate property trust, on the other hand, would be considered a my trust. A separate property trust can hold assets of one particular spouse. And those assets would not be considered community property when a spouse died or in the event of a divorce. Those assets would be protected. A separate property trust may be used to protect a new spouse and any new children. Also, a separate property trust may be used to safeguard an inheritance of one particular spouse during a marriage. Question of the day: have you used a separate property trust before? If so, what was your motivation for getting that type of trust? Let us know in the comments below. The bottom line here is a joint property trust is joint, united, or shared. And if you're wishing to keep your separate property separate, you definitely do not want a joint property trust. A separate property trust may be the tool that you need. The key factor is maintaining the separateness of your separate property. Even the mixing of your income once you're married can create problems for maintaining the separateness of any of your separate property. I'm Daryl Williams. This is Win-Win Realtors TV. If you know someone that's dealing with a probate, please share this video with them. This video has been for information purposes only. It is not legal advice. I am not an attorney. If you need an attorney, please consult one. If you need an estate planning attorney or a probate attorney who's in the Southern California area, feel free to contact me for a referral.